It's the penultimate heat in the professional MasterChef competition. Despite some struggles, Yasmin, Samuel, Alwin, and Robbie completed the judges' skills test.
You can see I'm shaking a little bit nervous. Yeah.
All of a sudden, your pace has gone up 100%.
I'm not serving the koftas, they're raw. Can't serve them.
Now, they have one more chance to win over the judges with their own food.
The flavours work wonderfully.
This is delicious. You've got this one spot on.
Only the best two can go through to the quarter-final.
The pressure in the kitchen is going to be immense.
Now they've got to walk in here and deliver. Welcome back. This is your signature two-course menu. Skills test round was a tough round for everybody. I'm sure all of you are coming back into this kitchen with real determination to show us how good you are. These two courses, I hope, are your best two courses.
An hour and a half, we want a main and a dessert. At the end of this, two of you leave the competition. Chefs, off you go.
"33-year-old Yasmin is a chef de partie and a busy mum of 4. Despite serving an incomplete dish in the skills test, the judges saw her potential.
The pressure's on now. Like, if I thought it was pressure before, now it's on. I've set myself a timer. I can see it counting down. This is the MasterChef kitchen. You know, I really need to bring it, and I don't think I've done that yet.
So, Yasmin, what is your menu?
I'm making brill with spring vegetables, so asparagus, runner beans, freshly podded peas. It's finished with a white wine and cream sauce and split with dill oil. I'm also making a caramelised white chocolate mousse with a blood orange jelly and orange-flavoured sablé breton.
These two dishes, your menu, is it from work or is this your creation?
I'm studying at university. This was what I created for my final exam. So it's something that's like really close to my heart.
Busy mum, you're working,
Yes.
and you're still studying.
Yeah.
How do you juggle it all?
I just try to give my all to everything that I'm doing, and the girls, they're really supportive, and they're all growing up a little bit now, so I think it's time for me to do a little bit of something.
Brill, a beautiful flat fish. It's not going to take long to cook at all, so it will literally be a few minutes in the pan, if that. I really like the way Yasmin is making her white wine sauce. She's using mussels, she's using the bones of the brill to make a lovely stock, and hopefully she reduces that down to get fantastic flavour into the sauce before the addition of the cream into that.
Yasmin's dessert is a caramelised white chocolate mousse. The texture of mousse is all about being set. You've got to get it just right. The right balance of flavour, the right balance of chocolate, the right balance of cream, and the right setting agent. The texture of the sablé breton biscuit is all about the lightness. It's got to be crumbly but melt in the mouth, almost buttery.
This is like my wildest dream come true. I just need to make sure that I'm really focused, and as long as I follow my plan, I'll be fine.
Newly promoted head chef Robbie is inspired by fresh seasonal produce and is hoping to impress with his ambitious classical menu.
I'm trying to push myself as far as I can in the time frame. You know, I don't want to give myself way too much to do and then not deliver on the proper dishes that I thought through.
Robbie, what is your menu?
I'm doing oak smoked wagyu and aromatic pea puree. I'm going to do sautéed morel mushrooms and Parisienne Jersey Royals. I'm going to cook in chicken stock. And then I've got a beef, red wine, morel and wild garlic sauce to finish that off. And for my dessert, I am doing my take on strawberries and champagne. I'm doing it with the local sparkling wine. I'm serving it with almonds, tempered white chocolate, strawberry and basil ice cream, sparkling wine jelly, and some micro basil just to finish it off.
With these two dishes, what do you want us to think of you as a chef?
Those are ingredients I love and I cook with a lot. Classic pairings and a modern take. That's me all over.
You've got a lot to do, so we're going to leave you to it. Robbie is going high-end with his choice of ingredients today, and why not? Wagyu beef is the king of beef. I do not want to see this beautiful piece of beef overcooked.
It's really important that you seal it quite heavily so that you create that skin around the outside, bringing out that umami flavour. Delicious.
Really need to keep my eye on the beef. Really need to make sure that nothing goes wrong with that. I'm very into smoking and open fire cooking. I like to incorporate that smoky flavour. Being from Scotland, beef is some of the best ingredients that we use there and something I'm very confident in.
Robbie's dessert is all about the flavours of strawberry and sparkling wine. You've got strawberries, which is compressing with the sparkling wine. You've got sparkling wine jelly, so different textures of the sparkling wine, which is a great idea.
We also got some white chocolate that he says is going to temper. It's all about taking it to a high temperature and then dropping it quickly and then reactivating it so that when he spreads it, it's going to leave a beautiful shine on it. Strawberry and basil ice cream sounds wonderful. We want the ice cream to be beautifully set and not grainy at all.
Chefs, you are halfway. Halfway.
24-year-old head chef Samuel struggled with timings in the skills test.
That's raw.
It's raw. Can't serve it.
No. I've tried and practiced these dishes hundreds of times. I had it on the menu for 6 months, so I should be able to pull it out of the bag today.
He's keen to prove he can deliver by showcasing his own unique flavour combinations.
What are your two dishes?
Spice salt seasoned duck breast with Szechuan peppercorn potato rosti, kechap manis sweet soy sauce with pak choy. I'm making a duck and cherry sauce with loads of different spices and cured cucumber as well. Dessert, I've got a lapsang souchong infused panna cotta, and I'm serving that with a black pepper granola and a burnt honey and orange syrup.
Where's this inspiration come from? Because your menu is littered with complexity, different types of flavours, not what I was expecting.
I've quite a lot of influence from the Asian culture. I've also travelled a lot in Southeast Asia with my girlfriend. She's also from the Philippines as well.
What does your girlfriend think of your food?
She loves my food, but when it's not good, she'll confidently tell me that it's not good. She's my strongest critic.
Most important thing with duck cookery, it's about the rendering of the fat down, getting the flavours of the spices into it, cooking it beautiful and pink and nicely rested. Sweet soy glazed pak choy. I don't think you need too much of this, because this is all about duck, cherries and spice. What you don't want with the pak choy is a vegetable that's just too sweet.
Samuel's got about 14 different spices going into his spiced duck sauce, and it's going to have that wonderful sweet and sour flavour running through it.
I know my way around the spice cupboard. It takes a lot of experience to know exactly what to do with them, how to understand them and balance them in the correct way.
Samuel's dessert, using lapsang souchong and a panna cotta, is going to bring a real smokiness to it. He's going to be very sure that this recipe sets beautifully, there's a light wobble to it, and it's also not going to run when he takes that mould off.
Samuel's also got some spice going through his granola. He's got a little bit of black pepper. Black pepper, that's a big flavour, and again, it needs to be used in moderation.
Using these sort of flavour profiles is what I love to do. Big, bold flavours.
Chefs, you've got 25 minutes to go.
Head chef Alwin has spent 10 years cooking in professional kitchens around the world and is excited to show off the flavours of his Indian heritage.
Alwin has drawn inspiration from his homeland, Goa. He's cooking a beautiful piece of halibut, which he's going to layer with slices of okra that are being pickled, and then making a Goan prawn curry as a sauce, split with a coriander oil.
You've got to get the cooking of okra just right. It's not everyone's cup of tea. What you don't want with okra is the sliminess of it. It's not nice to look at and it's not nice to eat. Got a potato rosti. Good rosti is good colouring, cooked all of the way through, and he's also putting some spices through it, which I think will be delicious.
It's a food which I grew up with, and it means a lot to me. It's just the memories, recipes from of my grannies, and I love them.
Alwin's dessert is a dish called bebinka. It's a cake. It's layered, traditional Goan dessert. 2 different batters. He puts 1 layer in the bottom, he puts that in the oven to cook, and then adds another layer, cooks that, and then again repeats the process. It's going to be very interesting to see how many layers he gets in, because time is not his friend. We've got some honeycomb that he's going to make to put around the plate. There's also going to be a yoghurt and orange sorbet with bee pollen.
I hope Alwin's going to be able to get everything done in time. He's looking a bit stressed. I think it's all due to that cake.
Tell me about the cake, please.
It's just how we do it back home. It's just like a batter. One is a lighter color, one is a dark color. The lighter color will mix up with some pistachios to it. The darker will be with caramel. Just gonna bake it up each layer.
So how many layers does this cake have?
Let's have 7 layers. You can do as many as you want. I'm gonna go to 6 to 7 layers.
In Goa, this is what you'd have traditionally for dessert?
Desserts, every time when you have a home birthday party, it's a crowd pleaser sort of a thing. If I impress the judges, it's a huge win-win for me, and I will be glad if they love my food.
You have just 8 minutes left.
I'm running out of time again.
So the beef is resting. I'm very, very happy with it.
This is the orange sablé breton. I wanted it nice and golden.
Samuel should be plating by now, but he's actually still cooking, as is Alwin.
Not cooked.
No.
What's got to go on there after the fish?
Fish and just sauce.
We can then plate the dessert, right?
We should.
We have 2 minutes. That's all you got. Got to do whatever you're going to do with that duck. You've got to get it on a plate. You've now got to start plating dessert. Alwin, come on! Final touches. Few seconds to go. That's it, stop. Time's up, stop.
Oh, my God.
Chef de partie Yasmin has made pan-seared brill with fresh potted peas, runner beans and asparagus. Served with a white wine and miso fish sauce, split with a dill oil.
I think your sauce has got a lovely flavour to it, lovely balance, great texture. I like the mussel stock that you put into it. The mussels really do just sing at the back there. I would quite happily ask for some more from the kitchen. The fish is nicely cooked, lovely texture to it. It's not overcooked at all. Good, clean, crisp cookery. Well done.
Thank you, Chef.
The vegetables are beautifully cooked. Sweet peas, sweet vegetables, slight bit of crunch to them. It's dainty, it's beautiful, your touch is good, your sauce is lovely.
The sauce, it's got a hint of miso running through it, and then that lovely dill oil, which finishes it. It's a simple dish, yet really tasty. You know, it's lovely.
Thank you, Chef.
Yasmin's dessert is a caramelized white chocolate mousse with blood orange jelly and an orange buttered biscuit.
Really nice flavoured mousse. You've got the caramel running through it just right. The jelly, I would have preferred more orange going through that. I think it could have taken a little bit stronger orange, a little bit more acidity into the jelly to make it stand out from the richness of the mousse underneath.
The flavours work wonderfully. Orange and the caramel chocolate that you've used, really like the crispy Breton biscuit on the top with the hints of orange there.
I love the flavours of that. I really, really do. Because the blood orange is sharp, but not too sharp. And that is a really nice counterbalance to that caramel extra sweetness. It's a really, really lovely blend.
Thank you. I'm really happy with the feedback, you know. Monica, Greg and Marcus liked my cooking. Yay, I'm happy.
Head chef Robbie's signature main course is oaked smoked Wagyu beef on a bed of pea puree. with Jersey Royal potatoes cooked in chicken stock, red wine pickled shallot rings, buttered morel mushrooms, and fresh blanched peas, served with a beef, wild garlic, and morel mushroom sauce.
Presentation looks really good. The beef is delicious, but I can't get the smoke on the beef. This is a bit I was so looking forward to. The potatoes are great, got great flavour, Jersey Royals, but that is not a good sauce. It's weak, it's bland, it's flavourless, no seasoning in it whatsoever. It's such a shame. If you're going to put a sauce with Wagyu, make it count, make it work.
So there's things here that are great, the beef, the puree, the peas, but my morels I actually burnt, which is a shame.
The pea puree is fantastic, and it's got the sweetness of pea, obviously, and a little bit of fennel in the background, which I really, really like. I love your fresh peas in the pod, that crunch of that. But this sauce needs reducing. This is too liquid.
For dessert, Robbie has made elderflower and sparkling wine compressed strawberries with tempered white chocolate leaves and a sparkling wine jelly, garnished with toasted almonds, almond powder, and wild flowers, served with a strawberry and basil ice cream.
I like the presentation. I think it's very creative, got nice colour. I like the chocolate curls. I think they're very skillful. I like the little dusting of almond that you put on there. The strawberry ice cream, I wanted it to have the colour of strawberries. The colour's very off-putting. Flavour's delicious. You've got some good ideas. There's no two ways about that. But we just need to just smash them through the roof next time.
Thank you very much.
Some of my strawberries are super, super sweet. Some of them are less sweet, which is nice. Getting a little bit of elderflower on there as well, and I'm getting a little bit of a champagne feel. I think this dessert tastes great, and it looks great.
The ice cream, great flavours, strawberry and basil. However, it's slightly overchurned. You can see that by the fact that it's become quite grainy. The jelly could do with a hint of sweetness because you've got all that champagne compressed through the strawberries, but great flavours.
We spend a lot of time on sauces at work, so to come here and mess up a sauce is very upsetting. I'm happy with some of the comments, but it could have been better.
Head chef Alwin's Goan-inspired signature main is pan-seared halibut topped with okra, served with a rusty potato and grelot onions, and a Goan prawn curry sauce, split with a coriander oil.
Alwin, there's no two ways about it. It's a strong sauce. It's a very, very hot chili sauce. It's a very nice sauce, but it's the dominant flavour on the plate, so you sort of miss the marriage of the lovely halibut, the potato, and the pickling of the onions. The fish is a little bit on the overside. The okra is slightly off-putting because it's gone all slimy.
I really like the sauce. It's got so many spices running through it. The potato rosti, yeah, it's got lovely flavours of lemon zest, but I can't eat it because mine's still raw, so that's disappointing.
Alwin, I've got some fantastic flavour in your dish, I really have. That sauce is powerful. There's also a sweetness about the okra. There is lemon in the rosti, but the fish is going a little bit dry and the rosti isn't cooked enough. I'm crunching on potato. I am loving the flavours. I am not enjoying the textures.
Alwin's signature dessert is a traditional Goan caramel and coconut layered bebinka cake with honeycomb and a pistachio crumb, served with an orange yogurt and bee pollen sorbet.
I thought this was going to have dark and light layers.
It's just the caramel. I didn't have enough.
You didn't have enough caramel?
Yeah.
For me, I wish you had the
dark layer of the caramel running through it because I think it would have brought an alternative flavour to it because, yeah, I've got the hint of pistachio, but it is a very sweet, dense cake. That was a shame, because I was watching you do those layers. It was taking a lot of time, wasn't it? In the oven, back out.
Yeah.
You gave yourself a lot to do there, Alwin.
Yes, the bibinka took all of my time.
The sorbet is lovely. It's a really nice creamy texture, but it's sour because it's yogurt. It's sweet like honey because of the pollen. And, of course, it's got a hint of sweet sharpness of orange.
I like the idea and I like the braveness of it, I have to say. I would like the caramel in one of the batters to have been a lot greater, but I think it's got flavour. It tastes better than it looks.
The cake cook took my time and I couldn't do it properly. Yeah, that was it. There's so much pressure.
Head chef Samuel is serving spiced duck breast with a Szechuan peppercorn potato rosti, pak choy glazed in sweet soy sauce, and cured cucumber, served with a spiced duck and cherry sauce.
Samuel, the duck breast, the skin is lovely and crispy. The duck itself is nice and pink. The pak choy is still quite watery, but it's also super sweet. Maybe because there's so much sweetness from the sweet soy, I then go into the sweet sauce, and then for me, it's just a bit too sweet on the whole.
My duck, beautiful and tender, so you've cooked it nicely, you've rendered the fat down nicely, that's good. The rosti, light spice in there as well. The pickling of the cucumber, the sesame, that's really good. The pak choy, mine just sort of may have licked the pan for the sauce that you were putting it in. It didn't really absorb it, and I'm glad it didn't, because this plate of food does not need any more sweetness.
I think you're playing here with some really lovely flavours. The rosti with the Szechuan pepper gives a really lovely tingle. I've got a lovely sweet sauce that's almost got like a allspice finish to it. Great ideas. I want to see this dish finished properly, not rushed and thrown on at the last minute.
Samuel's dessert is a Lapsang Souchong tea-infused panna cotta with a black pepper granola and a burnt honey and orange syrup.
Well, there's nothing subtle about this. That is powerful. Your panna cotta has got a real smokiness to it. And then that tea flavour that follows it is so strong it's bitter. On its own, that just wouldn't work at all. But that's OK, because there is the deep, rich sweetness of your honey syrup that's also got a slight bitterness to it as well. I think it's really quite lovely. Very, very clever, and I'm enjoying that a great deal.
Thank you.
I really enjoy the flavours of this dessert, and the coconut running through the granola. And it's also a little bit of salt, which is delightful because it cuts through the sweetness here.
Samuel, that's very good. I like that. I like it a lot. It's like a creme brulee from the east. The Lapsang Souchong tea is stunning. And that little hint, very, very subtle hint of pepper. Not too much, not too little, just right. This is delicious. You've got this one spot on. Well done.
Thank you, chef. No matter how fast I seem to work, I still just can't get everything on the plate the way I want it to. But to have Marcus say that my dessert's like a creme brulee from the east, it made me feel really good. I'm really confident about that.
We have talent and we have creativity in this room, but the inconsistency makes for one of the most difficult judging decisions so far.
I thought Yasmin's main course was the dish of the day because she got every element right, and that sauce was knockout.
Because she didn't overcomplicate her food, Yasmin's dessert had the most flavour and taste and texture, and it's been a good introduction to who she is as a chef.
I think Yasmin's going through. That means we've now got the three guys to discuss. It's hard to know what to think about Alwin because he just gave himself far too much to do.
Alwin's sauce was big and powerful and full of flavour, but the fish was overcooked and the sauce overpowered the whole dish.
The dessert, I love the flavours of the ice cream, but on the whole, I just found it didn't work because it didn't get his babinka right. It was going to have a dark layer with caramel and then a layer of pistachio, and what we got was like a dense pudding, and there's just no difference in the flavours.
Robbie has got, undoubtedly, a great eye for presentation. But that main course, as good as it looked, didn't actually deliver on its promise.
When you choose a beef of that quality, you've got to put a quality sauce with it. You cannot put wishy-washy with Wagyu beef.
Dessert I enjoyed. I like the strawberries, some tasting slightly of elderflower, some tasting of champagne. The jelly wasn't sweet.
The ice cream was overchurned, but I did like the flavours of basil and strawberry.
Samuel's Asian-inspired duck dish, I thought had some great flavours. I really did. A rosti with Szechuan pepper, nice idea. But it was all thrown on the plate at the last minute because he ran out of time.
Loved the dessert, panna cotta, loved the granola, and the Lapsang Souchong tea. Wow, great flavour, worked a treat.
Everybody has done well in bits. What are we going to do?
I'm not really sure if I'm going to get through or not. I'd love to stay in this competition, so I'm just relying on that dessert to push me through.
I really want to go further now. It's just like I'm trying to get used to this pressure and everything. I'm enjoying it. Let's see.
All the guys in there are super talented at what they do, and I just need to hope that I've done enough. That's all I can hope for now.
Chefs, today was a tough day, but we have seen great potential in this kitchen. We have made a decision. 2 of you will be leaving us today.
The first chef leaving the competition is Alwin. I think the timing got the better of you today, Chef. Thank you very much. The second chef leaving the competition is... Robbie. Robbie, very close decision, if that's any consolation.
Yes,
good to have met you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
It's been great, but, you know, it's like you learn a few things about yourself, especially under that kind of pressure. Much harder than you expect.
You know, it is what it is. I couldn't make it to the next stage, but I enjoyed it.
Oh my God.
I'm over the moon. I'm so lucky, so lucky. I made a couple of errors today, and I really, really have to pull out the bag next time just to justify getting through.
Oh no, we've got to do this again. Today was the hardest thing I have ever been through as a chef. I'm so happy, I've really enjoyed it, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Next time, 4 new hopefuls fight for their place in the quarter-final.
It sort of worked. That's interesting. I've never seen it ever made like that before.
You are a clever cook.
It's just fantastic. Thank you very much.
Absolute genius.